Hey.
Welcome to the... Excuse.
I just said hey. I said hey.
But the intro.
Okay.
No,
I haven't
don't
done
stop
this in a
recording.
while.
I'm doing the intro now.
The intro.
Welcome to the Bozone.
Hey. Welcome back.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
I was too excited. Okay, I was like a little puppy, like just ready to go for it.
It's like, finally, we're back. After
Yeah.
a very spring break for the entirety of spring.
And summer.
And winter. It's your summer, my winter.
Yeah. Zach got a cold, died, revived, and now we're back.
Yeah, I'm not Jesus. It takes me a little bit more than 3 days to resurrect, man. Cut me
Took you,
some
like,
slack.
Let's see, when's the last time we posted a new topic?
We posted in like April.
Yeah, so it just took you like 5 months. It's okay.
Okay. Let's, instead of navigating the qualms of self-revival, let's instead take our way down
Wait.
to...
Wait. Self-revival, that gives me... Have I ever proposed the topic of immortality to you?
Literally the last video that we posted was immortality.
Man,
us
I am
talking about
obsessed with it.
the qualm or
Okay.
the good and bad that can come with immortality.
So let's kick this off with immortality. That's my idea.
No, we already talked about immortality.
But it's... Shh, hush. I know the viewers can't see this, but I'm giving you the hush finger. Alright, so... Hush, darling,
He's
let me tell
fingering me.
you. No, don't say that. So... I proposed to you the idea of immortality or not, and I think I vaguely remember you saying not. And I vaguely
Indeed.
remember me saying yes, immortality, because immortality would be pretty swanky, in my opinion. So, let me tell you, or let me give you this. Would you rather be immortal or not immortal? And then I'm gonna lead into the next question. You've had like an entire death to ponder this question.
While editing the video, actually, I did come to the conclusion after hearing your argument again that I would choose immortality.
Alright, good. Damn, but that fucking ruins the next part of the question.
I have come to the conclusion that I still agree with myself and not choose immortality.
Hell yeah. Okay, so now, would you choose immortality if you can decide when you want to die? Like at one point you just decide, okay, now it's over.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
But why though?
Because, you know, the universe, it's gonna be the Earth, it's gonna be here for a while. The universe is gonna be here for even longer. Unfortunately, due to the laws of entropy and all that space jazz that I won't get into right now, everything in the universe, wherever you are, will eventually return to nothing. And I do not want to float endlessly in nothing.
There will be nothing, and then maybe your body is the kickoff for the next Big Bang, and you have now basically become the god of this universe, this new universe that happens.
Can we
There
get
is
Neil
en-
deGrasse Tyson? Can we email? He likes going on podcasts. Can we get Neil deGrasse Tyson to come explain to us if that's possible?
Hey man,
Can
anything
I
is
be
possible
God?
with enough time. I don't know if you would be God, but like you would be the one constant in this universe. Like, sure, in our lifetimes there are a lot of constants, but if you're immortal, like full immortal, like even end of universe type of deal, you would still be immortal. Like, you would be the only constant, and I don't know, it's pretty interesting to me. Like, okay, the universe has died, there's nothing left, and now maybe I don't know, your body, skin flakes or something, starts the next Big Bang. I don't know.
That
But
isn't a very interesting idea. I would love to explore this idea.
yeah, I will
The
have Neil
only
deGrasse Tyson
problem
on next
is,
episode.
the
I'll,
only
I'll, I'll
problem
call him
is
up after this episode.
that while I would love to explore this idea, I do not have the education or knowledge to accurately represent the proposal we are making with immortality.
Hey, it's
In
not a
case
proposal I'm
anyone
making.
wondered,
I'm just saying, like, it would be cool.
it would be cool.
It would be cool to like just know, or like see what happens. Like, I'm always curious. I want to know what happens.
With the little that I know of the cosmic crucible of creation, which is basically that it's called the Big Bang. Thank you, Tristan.
Very cool.
This is why you are a famous co-host of the Bozone podcast.
Yeah,
I'd
what were
say
you
that's
saying?
totally possible. Yeah, that's where I was going.
Yeah.
That makes complete
Science
sense to
mumbo
me.
jumbo stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I get you. I feel you. Yeah, I don't want to be smart. I just want to know what happens. It's like watching a TV show
Yeah,
pass you
it's-
by.
Yeah,
That's my only thing. Like, the universe will be my intergalactic inter-universal television show. What, I'm just floating by watching everything happen.
Yeah, it's
that-
like God of War. There's only one camera angle.
Yeah.
With your question, I think my question comes in not any similarities at all, except that it has to do with you. So,
Hey.
here's my question for you. It's not very philosophical, but it's been a while, so I wanted to do something light, but now we're talking about the Big Bang, the death of the universe, and living forever, so I'm gonna ask it anyway. If you had to lose one of your 10 fingers, which finger would you choose?
Both of my pinkies.
Both? You only have to lose one.
It doesn't really matter to me. Both of them. Take them. I can barely move them.
Alright.
Yeah, I broke both of them when I was young,
Yeah.
and never really got full control of them back. Like, they're much slower than my other fingers, and they like, it just like they sort of like crack into position when I try and move them. Yeah, I would never be able to do that. Audio listeners, oh wait, we don't even have a video feed for video listeners, but if you were here, you would be seeing him doing like finger worms or some shit like that. I don't know, but yeah.
I don't even know what to call it. I just saw some Asian man on YouTube playing with his fingers, doing cool like optical illusions, and I wanted to know how. So, yeah.
Yeah, no.
You look like you just hurt yourself.
Yeah, my pinkies hurt a lot when I try to bend them quickly. Yeah, so that question is very easy for me to answer. Both my pinkies. Which fingers would you lose?
I've
Which
thought
finger?
about this. I've thought about this more than you can possibly understand, and I've come to the conclusion that my right ring finger is the only answer.
How so? So that you can have like an Assassin's Creed gauntlet on your right hand?
Well, yeah, except that they cut off their middle fingers.
Oh,
Which, on a separate note,
I
isn't
couldn't
that
remember.
really stupid for the super secret organization of assassins to cut off their middle right finger so that everybody can see this guy doesn't have a middle right finger? He must be an assassin.
Yeah, that is kind of dumb of them. Hey, but who knows? Like, we didn't live back then. We don't know how many people accidentally chopped off a finger.
Shit, I know how many people accidentally chop off a finger now, and I'd say it's more
Yeah.
with the existence
Hey,
of like
this
meat
gives.
slicers.
So before you continue with your quick story, so one day we were at my church and we were cutting up meat to like give out to everybody of the like poorer families, sort of like a soup kitchen, and it was all like frozen meat, like we were what's it called? Like chopping big chunks of meat smaller, like working the meat so that it's like in edible forms. And this guy it's like an old guy, like in his 60s or 70s. He was busy like chopping up the meat, getting it all ready. And you know those like saw blade slicer stuff that you like,
Yeah, the meat slicers.
yeah,
That's what I was gonna talk about.
and then went like, and his hands were so cold or something. I don't know how, but he ended up like chopping off like two of his fingers on his right hand, and he didn't even notice until like quite a little while in, and then he noticed like, oh, there's two fingers laying there. Oh, they're my fingers. The guy didn't freak out or anything, just got in his car and drove to the hospital. That's it. And I was like, man, when I'm 60 years old, I want to be that guy. So
Well, at
unfazed by
least you got
losing
extra meat.
with two fingers. Man, I was shocked. Like, imagine that. You're just at church, busy helping out, making meat. Next minute, this guy loses two fingers. Unfazed, unbothered. Picks them up, goes to the
It's
hospital.
that guy was in the border war.
But, man, that guy was. I didn't know him well, but yeah, it was crazy stuff that I've seen. Okay, you may continue.
So anyway, the reason I would chop off my right middle finger is because pinkies I actually use. I gotta put a wedding ring on my left ring finger. My right ring finger seems kinda useless right now. My middle fingers I need so I can flip people the bird when they drive poorly. My index
yeah.
fingers I need because I like pointing at stuff.
And to
And my
shush
thumbs
people.
I need, yeah, and to shush people. And my thumbs I need because how am I supposed to give people a thumbs up if they drive well?
Or
Unlike
stick
the
a
other
thumb up your
arsehole, I
butt.
flipped the bird to all that. So, and my left hand is off limits because I use it for literally everything. So,
You're
from playing guitar
left-handed?
to type, I'm not left-handed.
Oh, I thought you meant literally everything, as in like you even write with it.
Okay, no, okay. Everything except writing, I prefer using my left hand. I recently found out I play pool left-handed without even ever knowing it.
Are you sure you're not left-handed and you were forced to write right-handed, so you just tricked yourself to write right-handed, but you're actually left-hand dominant?
Maybe, I don't know. I never really experimented with it.
Yeah, so I actually knew this one teacher in my school, and she would mark two tests at once because when she was younger, she was forced to write right-handed, but then later on in life, she discovered she's actually left-handed, so she started writing left-handed, but she had the like control of the right hand to also be able to write right-handed, so she could just do like write two stuff at once, and yeah, it was pretty crazy seeing her write. She would write sentences from front to back and back to front. Like,
Oh
dude,
boy.
yeah, I was so amazed with her, like, just being able to do that. It's such an interesting thing.
Maybe I'll try that one day.
Yeah. who knows?
But then, point is, my right ring finger serves no purpose, and that's the end of the story. So my question to you this week, viewers, is if you had to lose one finger, which finger would it be?
Man,
Do you agree?
I think literally losing any finger except your thumb or your pointer finger, or yeah, is it pointer? This one,
Yeah,
the shush fingers. Yeah, I think any answer that isn't pointer or your index or your thumb is the correct answer, because these two feel like the most important.
I think middle fingers as well, though, because you write also using your middle finger.
But
I use my mouse with my middle finger.
yeah, but you can easily learn how to use your ring finger for that, whereas with like pointing at stuff and shushing people with any other finger that isn't your pointer is
Tristan, I just realized something very important.
tell me.
Do you know how I hold a mouse?
With your hand? Oh no. Oh no. That is not. You just.
Guys,
Yeah,
I need to rethink my answer.
Your right hand's pinky.
Yeah, my right hand's pinky is the new answer, because I just put my hand down on my mouse and remembered that I use my ring finger for my right click.
Yeah, that's a strange way to hold a mouse, if I'm being honest.
My girlfriend is busy having a seizure because she just found out I use my ring finger on my right click.
Yeah, that is a kind of strange way to hold the mouse, but I get it. Pro gamer.
You wanna see how I hold my controller?
With your hand. Yeah, I mean that's pretty average.
See that okay. I'm glad, because I've been told I'm insane for doing that as well.
Just
Yeah. See, someone like plays Dark Souls.
Yeah. Hey, that is when you go with the finger, with the furled finger.
You got your fucking your thumb holding A and your index finger coming over.
I
messing
don't know
with the
about
joystick.
you. I play like this, like with my hand like this, like
I play like
yeah.
this.
I like how no one can see this, but like pinky and ring finger on like right trigger and right button, and then the rest of my fingers are like all busy canoodling with all of the buttons on top.
Dark Souls players will understand. If you haven't played Dark Souls, quit your job and go play Dark Souls. Then delete Dark Souls, get hooked on methamphetamine, go to rehab, recover, play Dark Souls, beat Dark Souls, get a job.
Overdose on fentanyl, let's go. That's the life.
That's the average Dark Souls experience for you.
No. Man, so let's switch over from like pinky chopping and what have you, because I've had this topic in the chat since May 15th, which is very long ago, and I still want to tell you this because it is absolutely crazy to me.
It's 16th, mate. 16.
I see 15, okay?
Oh, right. I forgot. I am calling you out, forgetting we're in complete different time zones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. It's 10:30 at night for me then. So that would have been 16 for you. Hey, let's go. You're in the future. But Genghis Khan was the ultimate climate activist. Do you know why I would say that?
It's gonna be the argument of he killed so many people it was equal to planting 1 million trees or something.
The amount of people that got killed because of him reduced the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere by 700 million tons. That's why I put that in parentheses, or in
Yo, whoa,
700
yo.
million tons of carbon dioxide got taken out of the atmosphere with the amount of people that he eviscerated, that he completely deleted off of this world. That is crazy. Like, I think if it wasn't for him, we would already be like at the melting point more than we are now. But yeah, that is absolutely crazy.
That's insane. I did not know that, actually.
Yeah, it
That's...
was like it baffles scientists as well, like, because it's just such a crazy amount of ooh, carbon dioxide that just got taken away. Actually, yeah, the
Yeah.
interesting topic that I wanted to just, or it's not
No,
really a
that's
topic, just
actually...
a fun fact.
I would say it's really cool, except I then remembered who Genghis Khan is, and calling Genghis Khan really cool is a edgy 13-year-old thing,
Hey man,
so I will
he
instead not.
he was pretty cool. He's a cool guy. Like a third of the world is part of his family at this point. So, I mean, you can't really badmouth your ancestor. Maybe.
I don't... Something tells me I'm not part of that.
I don't know, you kind of look like
Unless...
him.
Do we have photos of Genghis Khan? Can we compare
Yes.
me to Genghis Khan?
Yes, let's pull it up right now. Genghis Khan. Uh, Images. Yeah, looks exactly like you. Let me
Yeah, if I
save
was
image.
fat.
Yeah, not fat,
Which one
but
are you looking at?
I'm sending
Most of
it
them
in
look
the
pretty similar.
episode
Yeah, put it in
13
the...
upload. Oh, it didn't save as I wanted it to save, but oh well. There we go. That's you.
Oh, that's basically me.
Yeah, that's literally you.
For everyone wondering, we have just...
You'll put it up on screen. You'll put it up on screen. People don't have to
Yeah, I'll
wonder.
put it up on screen. I'm not just gonna put it up on screen. For the rest of the episode, I'm just gonna be Genghis Khan.
Oh, that is smart. Damn, Zach
For
coming
the
out
rest
with.
of the episode, we're replacing my face with Genghis Khan.
Well, that is basically a portrait of you.
It looks exactly like me. I bought those shoes like 2 months ago.
Those are some swanky shoes. Not gonna lie, I would wear them.
Yeah, they're hella comfy. Skechers.
Skechers. Let's go back to the 13th century as. uh, nah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. He was a beautiful man,
It's
and that is why a
it's
third of the population today are beautiful people. The rest I could not give two shits about.
fair. I mean,
No.
I only know like 10 out of 8 billion people, so I couldn't comment on that.
Yeah, yeah, I know about just about like 7 billion. It's almost know
Oh wow,
everyone.
you're a well-traveled man.
Yeah, you know.
You know who else were well-traveled?
Genghis Khan.
The sea... Well, yes, Genghis Khan, but the sea people.
Hey, that's my people. Tell me about them.
Have you ever heard of the sea people?
Before I say that's my people, are they good or bad?
Very, very bad.
Okay, they're not my people. I retract my statement.
Okay, so the sea people is or are a tribe of people or a group of tribes hypothesized to have attacked Egypt and the Eastern Mediterranean about during 1200 BC. So as I understand it, the sea people were a tribe that came from the ocean with no warning and destroyed everything. And we know basically nothing of them today.
Atlantis.
Yes, the Atlanteans.
Uh, no.
So, in the 19th century, they were sort of discovered, but they're still hypothesized to exist. As far as I know, there's like hieroglyphs of them, weaponry that doesn't match the setting found in places where it shouldn't be, and they just appeared, destroyed everything, took their food and money, and left with no trace. And I think that's actually a really, really interesting piece of
Very
human lore.
intriguing. That is quite fascinating. So, whoops, there might be some creaks in this audio. Jeez, can't even speak anymore. I'm so baffled by this discovery. So, we know nothing about them, where they came from, or who they are, nothing like that. Just they came,
There, yeah,
destruction
like
left.
certain theorizations of where they could come from, like Egypt, early Palestinian, Philistines, but an ancient Egyptian hieroglyph or record said the sea people came from the northern countries, which is not, doesn't tell us much except that they came from north of Egypt.
Couldn't it have just been like Vikings? No, Vikings were much later.
And much more north.
Well,
I don't think
if they
was
came
Vikings.
from north, like Vikings were north. Then, but I don't think they existed in like 12,000 BC.
No, 1200 BC.
1200 is, yeah, that's more possible, I think.
Yeah.
Or what if it's just Romans?
Honestly, it could have been Romans.
We
I'm
know
not
like
a learned man
they're
on Egyptology, but this hieroglyph looks like Roman armor to me.
Like,
but even
Romans
like the
have a
Bronze
track
Age,
record of like invading Egypt, so I don't think I'm that far off. Like,
yeah, except that the Roman Empire was only founded like before
they were
years
like
later.
Before they were like known as Romans.
That's possible.
Yeah,
it is possible.
Yeah,
but it's mainly Mediterranean, so I guess Greek could count.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought I wanted to let people know about the sea people. So, if you know more about the sea people, if you're an Egyptologist or a historian, and you wanna come talk about the sea people, comment on the
another
YouTube.
theory that I quickly theory crafted here is, what if we just mistranslated their emojis? Wait, I can't say that. That's a. What if we just mistranslated the hieroglyphs?
Well, how would I know? I can't translate them.
I feel like it's very hard to translate emojis if you don't even know what they're emoting.
Well, I'm not a white girl, so I can't do that in the modern age.
We need to get a white girl on this ASAP. She will be able to translate them. And then maybe it wasn't even like, oh, sea people invaded. Maybe it's like, oh, we had a famine. some shit like that.
No. Okay, well, luckily we know two
My-
white girls.
True, but the white girl I know does not know emojis.
Well, mine's pretty young, so maybe
Hell yeah. That's sus.
I'll get to
Sus
right on it.
Among Us?
No comment.
The
I'm not partaking in this
disappointment.
amogus. No, that's
Amogus?
no. I'm instead changing the subject to our mid-episode. I still don't have a name for this. Visual media, pop culture recommendations. Yeah.
Yeah.
TV
Yeah,
shows and movies.
Let's just call it Show Recommendations Corner.
Well, I'm recommending a movie.
Well, a movie is a show, technically.
I always call them shows. So,
Film
it
corner.
is my turn to go first. So I will
can't
go
even
first.
remember, but you can go.
So, a while
No,
ago...
I want to go first.
Oh, never mind. I'm not going first.
So, a while ago, I watched a series, right? And it's called Merlin. And I have started rewatching it. And it's a pretty decent series. Fun. It's got a bit of action, got a bit of drama, got a bit of romance, but it's old. So, if you do not like, like bad CGI, then don't watch it. But it's such a great story still. Like, I love it. Absolutely infatuated
Well, I watched Hellboy
with it.
yesterday, and it's one of my favorite movies, so you could say I love bad CGI.
Hell yeah. Let's go. It's bad CGI week.
It's not my recommendation.
Aw, damn. Alright, well, mine is Merlin. Go watch it. It's got like 4 seasons. It's only like 12 episodes a season or something like that. Fun series. It's old, but gold. You know the saying. Alright. What's your
A
recommendation?
while ago, I watched a movie called Wonka.
No.
That's right. Timothy Chalamet's Willy Wonka prequel. And I am recommending this movie because it's brilliant. I loved it. Every second of it. The music, the choreographing, and Timothy Chalamet, who is, to my dismay, a great actor. I did not know him. I thought he's just another pretty boy in Hollywood. But after watching like Dune and Wonka, I do fully admit, Timothy Chalamet is a brilliant, talented, amazing actor, and I think he did an excellent job as Willy Wonka. And I think the movie is brilliant, very well written, and you should totally give it a watch.
I probably won't, but for all of our audience out there, yeah, you should really go give it a watch. I can't watch a movie with him in it. He scares me. Like, his face just looks like somebody who stole someone's skin and it's pulled too tightly around his face. And yeah, he just scares me. I don't know how else to explain it. He gives me the heebie-jeebies whenever I see him.
Now I
He
feel
shivers
bad.
me timbers.
I just spent like a solid minute praising the guy, and now we've lost a fan.
Eh.
Timothy Chalamet has stopped listening to the podcast.
No, I'll call him up in a minute and just tell him, hey, what I said to you was only a joke. You don't have to be mad. I mean, you're like very famous movie star Timothy Chalamet. Yes. So
I
don't
didn't know
feel
you can
bad.
speak Pakistani.
No, I was just trying to summon a djinn. But you know, yeah, I'll set things straight. Don't worry about it. He'll continue watching. Maybe we'll have him on
Yeah.
when we have Neil deGrasse Tyson on next week. So
Yeah.
stay tuned for that. And I
Yeah,
will
well,
apologize to him in person over Discord. You know.
we'll get Neil deGrasse Tyson to tell Timothy Chalamet what's wrong with Dune and how they could have made it more realistic. And then we'll have a nice... Chalamet.
Chalamet. Okay.
I'm pretty sure
Uh,
it's Chalamet.
I don't know how to say his surname. But
You'll
yes.
clarify that next week as well.
Yes, that would be great. So stay tuned for that. We'll learn how to say Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
Chalamet.
Shamwow? That
Shamalama.
guy went to prison, didn't he?
Who?
The
Charlie?
ShamWow guy.
You use the ShamWow guy.
Vince Offer. Do you know the Slap Chop guy?
The slap chop guy. What are these words? It's like a word salad.
The guys, like as seen on TV, like the flex tape guy.
Oh,
you know him, right?
Yeah.
It's like another infomercial guy who went to prison for like abusing his wife or something.
Hell yeah, as seen on TV, the wife abuser 9000.
Oh jeez.
Get one now and you get a free wife.
I'm pretty sure the ShamWow was just like a chamois but with more branding on it.
Damn, that's crazy. Fortunately, I have my chamois on board. I don't need any extra ones. But yeah.
But speaking of the ancient Egyptians and sea people
who have their skin put on too tightly around their face.
Yeah. What? Sure.
Yes.
We'll go on to my next thing, which is that the ancient Egyptians were nerds.
Oh yeah. Well,
I'm gonna, if I can find the image on my phone. I have it.
Did they have dorky glasses?
No, but they've got one better. Where's Bozone?
That Reddit.
It's,
I'm just joking.
oh my gosh, I can't find the fucking channel, bro. Wait, give me a second. My phone Discord is broken. Okay, but while I upload the image, I will say that the ancient Egyptians had a D20. Some archaeologists discovered a D20 with Egyptian markings on it, which only means that the Egyptians played Dungeons and Dragons.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I put it in the images. There's an ancient Egyptian D20. Are you eating?
Yeah, I'm eating a babka. This shit is bus. What? Hey man, I was waiting for you to pull up an image. What else am I gonna do? I wish you could taste the sweet joy of a babka.
Never had a babka.
Man, this thing is bussin'. It's like our pancakes are actually more like a crepe. They're creepy. So imagine a creepy, but in bread form. That like, look at this. This thing just pulls apart like, and it's like got crunchy bits because it's a baked bread, and
I
it's
know
this
what a
one is,
babka is.
but good. It's so good.
There's just not a lot of Jewish people in South Africa, so at least not where I live. So no one's made me a babka yet.
Man, babkas are bussin'. Like, best thing I've ever had. Like, I don't snack on anything but a babka. Ooh, I love it. Um, but let's get back to the nerdy Egyptians. And so you're telling me that Dungeons and Dragons, they were playing that while building the pyramids? You think Jimmy and Tom, after a hard days of dragging massive ass bricks up onto a pyramid, they would go and
What do
sit.
you mean the aliens built the pyramid?
Okay, after a hard day of watching the aliens build the pyramids, you think they would go down to the local tavern, get themselves a cold one, and be like, "Hey, want to continue our D&D campaign?" Just, oh.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Dungeons and Dragons historically accurate? Question mark? Just no response.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of a joke, like, but then I realized I don't really know anything about the ancient Egyptians, so
Mm.
I can't. Honestly, I think they just played D&D,
While
but
the
they didn't
aliens
have to
built the
use
pyramids.
fictional gods. Yeah, they didn't have to use fictional gods, because they just used their real gods, like Ra and
Ra is
Set.
shooting you with a sunbeam. Roll a d20 to do a. What's it like a.
Roll d20 to hit. Nope. You rolled a circle with a little dot in it. I'm pretty sure that means you miss. You
Damn.
rolled a. I think actually, if you look there on the left side of the dice, there's like a triangle with a V in it, which is probably the pyramid. That's what I'm betting.
Yeah. They saw the aliens
Yeah.
build the pyramid and was like, yep, that shit right there. That's going on our dice.
Yeah, and just to the left of that, you can see boobs.
Oh. We were all gooners back then.
Ain't that the truth?
I mean, we still are.
How
Unfortunately,
do you
we
think
don't
we
have
got HIV and AIDS?
by gooning too much. I don't know.
I'm gonna leave that one.
A Russian experiment gone wrong. I don't know. It's the Wuhan virus.
The Wuhan.
Mm. No.
Speaking of other bad things to come out of the
Hold up.
eastern region of the world.
Hold up.
Yes.
Sorry, I was just busy chewing. What do you think? Speaking of Dungeons and Dragons and nerdy Egyptians, right? What do you think about us getting like me, you, and a couple of friends, and we do a D&D campaign podcast type of deal, like side series where we just do maybe like an hour or two, maybe once a week, and just doing a campaign and seeing what shenanigans we get up to. I can revive Big Jim, and
Is this Dungeons and Dumbasses live?
oh, Dungeons and Dumbasses live, let's go! But not like a stream, just like a podcast, like we're recording now. But
yeah.
what do you think?
I would be very interested. I would love that.
Yeah, we can see how we can pull that together, but I actually came up with it today while I was busy working. I was like, man, I
Oh,
want to
wow.
play some Dungeons and Dragons. But then I was like, I got an idea.
To those of you who don't know, which is everyone because I've never really talked about this, I do play Dungeons and Dragons every week, just about. So, I am an experienced Dungeons and Dragons player, as well as Dungeon Master. So,
For those of
it's
you
not
who
gonna
may not know, I am not a nerd, so I don't play it weekly. I don't play it at all. I've played it like twice at Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, Tristan's played it twice, and one of them was just me doing a one-shot for him.
Hell yeah. But no, I would seriously be interested in it.
Yeah, we'll talk about the logistics of podcast, but there you go, viewers. We are already at like 12 subscribers. We are starting our second channel.
We can put it in between these videos. Keep it on this all on the same channel. But
That's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, I'll just make a different like podcast
Playlist.
series, and yeah.
Yeah. You see, I mean, what can I say? I'm just so freaking smart.
Your brilliance astounds me.
Yeah, it's hard to be in
You
this
truly
presence for
are
long.
a phenomenal man.
Yep, and that's why we're getting, what's his name, science guy on the podcast next week. Don't have your microphone beat you to death.
My mic stand is collapsing again. Wait.
Hold on. Okay, while
I
you're
think we're
fixing
good.
that, I can snack on my babka again.
I'm gonna have to cut out all of that noise because my audio track right now looks like it's having a seizure. It's so messed up from the mic stand falling on top of me.
Hell yeah. You can keep my voice in and just see my reaction.
Yeah. Okay. Have you heard of CONCORD?
No, I have not.
So, Sony was making a hero shooter type game.
Overwatch 2?
I think
question mark?
Yeah, no, Overwatch 2 already exists.
But a proper one?
Oh, so much worse.
Oh, damn.
Have you heard of CONCORD?
I have not. I just said no.
Oh, right. Okay, so it was 8 years in the making, and the budget was millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was alive for about a week. It sold fewer than 25,000 copies, and it flopped so spectacularly that after like a week of being online, Sony decided to take it off the market and sunset the game.
Well, that explains why I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be. Nobody heard of it. I didn't hear of it until it already failed.
That is
Because-
crazy. So, why was it so bad? Was it just not playable, or?
I don't know. I think it looked bad. I've seen how the game looks, and it looks bad. Like, it just... let me see. Why did CONCORD fail?
I'm gonna see if I can tell just from the trailer.
Yes, yeah. See the fucking this trailer. It looks gross. The characters look awful. But my
This
main
is-
thing about it was How did they have a game 8 years in the making worth like $100 million or some crazy amount I don't remember, and then it shuts down after 11 days? I'll tell you why. Nobody knew it existed.
Yes, I did not know about this
There was,
game.
I have never heard of it. There was no marketing, and nobody even knew it existed. Nobody I've ever talked to in the last 2 weeks have told me, yeah, I've heard of Concord, because nobody knew that's a video game coming out. And then the characters and the levels looked disgusting, like
Yeah, it looks like such a.
boring and just
Do you know what's that one like Studio High Five or something like that, or High
high,
Res?
high res.
They
Oh
have
my
that one.
gosh.
They have that one. Excuse me. Game, also a Euro shooter, but it's free.
Paladins.
Oh yeah, Paladins. This looks like Paladins. It just looks like Paladins. So
Yeah, it
worse
looks
than
like
Paladins.
yeah, it looks like $200 million. Holy shit! They spent 100 to 200 million on this video game.
That is. And they sold how much? 25,000 copies. It wasn't a free
Less.
game, right?
No, it cost like $40, but they
But
sold less than
still,
25,000 copies.
so let's say 20,000. They made 200,000 on this game, and they spent 200 million. Not
That's a
even
really,
200,000.
really large loss.
Yeah. Well,
I
guess
think it
Sony
was
is
costing them
dead.
more. It was probably costing them more just to keep the server online than they were making. That's why they just decided to shut it down after 11 days. I've never
Damn.
heard of a video game just shutting down after 11 days.
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy. I mean, I haven't even heard of this game, so. And I
Yeah.
mean, I'm pretty up to date with new releases and stuff. But on a happy note for me, I finished Black Myth Wukong, and amazing game. Loved it. Loved every second of it. It is a wonderful time. It's just such a beautiful game, and the
Couldn't
combat is
have
flowing.
waited for the video game recommendations
No, I
to
could not.
recommend your video game. Okay.
I can recommend something else.
Okay, then recommend that now. Just talk about it.
Yeah, Black Myth Wukong, best game out there, right? Or not best game, but it's such a good game. I I don't even know how to explain it without spoiling anything, but the combat, it just flows so nicely, and it does advertise itself as a Souls-like game. It's much easier than a Souls-like. Sure, there is a stamina bar. You have like the uh, fires or sites of grace or whatever. You can go and like those elements are there, and it's not an open world game, but it kinda is. Like there are so many like sides paths and stuff that you can take, discover new things, like complete. It's not a spoiler, but there are so many side quests that open it up into a whole new area. Like you get a whole extra map just from doing a random side quest. Like, oh, this guy wants me to give him a little flower, and boom, the next minute you're in a whole different world. Like, it's crazy. It's such a great game. The boss fights were so fun, and it's mainly you're just doing boss fight after boss fight. There is no like some areas that had like a bunch of little like smaller enemies, like non-boss enemies, but it was mainly like you would kill two small enemies, you're at the boss fight. kill 2 small enemies, you're at the boss fight. It was such a thrill. Like you were always expecting, like, ooh, what boss am I gonna fight next? Because each boss was also unique. There are very like few reused bosses, and the ones that are reused are like they look the same, but they're wildly different. But it's like it has lore behind it why they look the same. So it was such a fun, like it wasn't like Elden Ring where I'm not Elden Ring, great game, but so many dungeons were just like you go into the dungeon, then it's the big stone cat thing, and then in the next dungeon, it's like, oh, the big stone cat with a bunch of enemies next to it. The next dungeon, 2 big stone cats, and it doesn't get like that. Like it's always the bosses are new, exciting. Each one has their own move sets, and yeah, it just such a I loved it. Yeah. Oh, you need to play it. It's such a great game.
I do want to, but you just described Bloodborne. It's a Souls-like but easy. That's my unpopular opinion. Bloodborne was the easiest Souls-like game I've ever played, and I will die on that hill.
I would not even describe. Sure, it is technically a Souls-like, but I still feel like Black Myth Wukong is more like God of War, the 2016 one, not the old ones. I feel like God of War 2016 or 2018, whenever it came out, is more.
2018, yeah.
Yeah, that one is. That is more of what Black Myth Wukong is. Like, I. Sure, there is a stamina bar and the other, like, souls like elements in quotations, but it's not. I didn't feel like I was playing a Souls like game. It was such a. I did struggle with some bosses. Like, I'm not saying you're gonna have a breeze going through it, but there wasn't one boss where I was like feeling like in Elden Ring, the what's his name, Radon. Like you never feel like the Radon fight in the DLC. It's just all of them are winnable, but you have to be playing pretty decently.
Nice. No, it sounds very good. I'm very excited for when I eventually play the game. But let's talk about my pet name pet peeves. Yes, I came up with that topic name all on my own. So,
Smarty pants.
I've got a thing, right? People can name their pets whatever they want. If you got a dog, name him whatever you want. Your cat, your ferret, your bird, your snake, who cares? Pet name conventions aren't human name conventions. But there's one thing that I hate more than anything when it comes to pet names. And that's naming your pet after food.
Why?
Because if I meet your chihuahua and you say, this is chowder, I'm gonna get hungry, right? And I really, really like exotic food. And I've never had chihuahua chowder.
Oh no, that is awful. Oh, get ready for COVID 20. Zek's on the job. You're gonna show him you have a pet bat named, I don't know, Lamb Chop. This is Lamb Chop, and then boom, next minute COVID 20 is out.
If you have an animal and that animal is named baklava, I am going to eat your pet. I promise you.
I had a pig named Bacon.
My girlfriend is laughing because we went to a street food vendor the other day and they were selling baklava and I lost my shit because I love baklava.
uh, no, well, I had a pig, like a little what's it? Those small pigs. They don't get very big. I forget their names.
Oh, like a potbelly pig.
Yes, yes, and we had one of those. It was a rescue pig, and we just named it Bacon. We're like, name him Bacon.
If your pig is named Bacon, you never want me to meet that pig.
Oh man,
I ate pork belly for dinner, man. You don't want this.
Hell yeah. And but no, I don't have any problems with that. I named my animals the weirdest stuff. Like I had my one cat's name was Ape, and my one dog's name was Godzilla, and it was smallest dog you could find, like this big, the size of your like hand, and I just named him Godzilla because I thought it was funny, and it stuck. So yeah, no, I love naming my pets weird things. I think next up
I've gotten better at that with age. I had a bearded dragon and I named him Dino.
Hell yeah. No,
Pretty
also,
unique.
I also had a bearded dragon. I named her Brian, because at first I thought it was a guy until we took them or her to the vet, and they were like, "Oh, this is a girl," and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, Brian is short for Brianna." So, yeah, her name was just Brian, and yeah, stayed Brian. Chillest motherfucker you would meet. Just take
Honestly.
her and just put her on your chest, and she would just like lay there, just chill.
Well, bozos, it is time for everyone's favorite weekly segment. Video game recommendations.
Oh god, I already blew my load. Let me go through my library
In that
quickly.
case,
You can go
I'm
first.
starting. Because you know what I'm recommending. Because I am a huge Warhammer 40k nerd.
Wait.
Space Marine.
I want to go first.
Why do you, I've already started my whole
My
segment.
recommendation for this week is Space Marine 2. Now you gotta find a new one.
Motherfucker.
No, I'm joking. I haven't even played the game yet. You can continue. It's yours.
Now you've stolen my thunder. I've lost all of my gravitas.
Yeah, I don't even know what
My
that
video
means.
game
It sounds weird.
recommendation is Space Marine 2. Go fuck yourself. I'm leaving.
Yeah, no, continue.
The campaign is underwhelmingly short. I really wish they had a longer campaign to dive into the characters better, but it was a bit short, and the character development, it was there, but it would have been better if you had a God of War length single player campaign, which unfortunately they don't. However, I do think it was pretty good. I really enjoyed the campaign. I love the combat. The huge hordes of enemies. In video games you always see a massive horde of enemies. You're like, that's just for show. But in Space Marine 2, you see a massive horde of enemies, and they're running right at you, and you gotta kill 500 Hormagaunts, just hacking and slashing at them. And then you got bigger enemies like the warriors and the bosses, and you gotta kinda focus them harder. And if you're playing on the hardest difficulty like me, you swap into a Dark Souls style combat almost. Not as difficult as Dark Souls, but a more Dark Souls style parry and rolling, dodge rolling play style to kill these types of enemies. In melee anyway. If you just want to shoot them, that works too. The multiplayer is fun. unfortunately, they don't have South African servers, so my entire multiplayer experience is dreaded with 195 ping. But even with the ping, it's pretty fun. My bullets hit the targets and they die. My sword is a bit weird because sometimes I think I hit them and I don't. But if you're living in a first world country, the multiplayer will feel great. My main thing about Space Marine 2 is how incredibly fun it is to play. The the shooting and the melee is done to a degree where it just feels fun to do. The shooting is very satisfying. You got a big fucking rocket automatic assault rifle in your hand and you're just spraying, but it still feels like each and every one of your bullets packs a lot of punch. And I love Warhammer Melee, Warhammer 40k Melee, because it's the stupidest, most out there, over the top weapons you can dream of, and they make it work. So that's my video game recommendation. Space Marine 2. If you haven't played Space Marine 1, that's fine because it kind of connects. The two stories kind of connect, but it's not a lot. So if you like Warhammer and if you don't like Warhammer even, and you've never played a Space Marine or Warhammer game, you don't know what it's about, Space Marine 2 is an excellent place to start.
Yeah. I haven't played it yet, so I don't have any input. But as you know, I've already purchased it, and I'm probably gonna play it right after
Yeah,
are
no,
done
it's
recording
already,
this.
as soon as I'd started talking about it, I remembered we're playing right after this recording session, so
Yes.
you get to strap yourself in.
Um, but yeah, no, I'll definitely recommend. Like, I mean, just from the trailers, I think when I saw the first trailer, I sent Zach a message. I was like, "This looks like the shit." Like, can't wait for it to release. If the trailer doesn't get you pumped up, I'm guessing you're a female. I
Oh
hate that
yeah,
I
I
just
gotta talk
used
about the
that.
cutscenes. Yeah, I hate that you just. I'm gonna completely gloss over that. We are cutting you off right now. The cutscenes. Jesus fucking Christ, man. The
God,
cutscenes
that
look
sounds.
incredible.
Uh,
It feels like I'm already watching Henry Cavill's 40k TV show with how beautifully done the cutscenes are. It looks like they used like real faces with a bit of CGI to create the character faces, and it's just done very well. I just wanted to throw that in there quickly.
hell yeah. So,
Now you can go back to being an incel.
nah. Um, that was obviously just a joke. I do not think of females like that. And I will never use the word female again until I use it again. But yeah, so um, my recommendation is gonna be kind of strange. It's gonna be kind of wacky. You would not expect this from me, or maybe you would. But Age of Mythology or Mythology Retold, which is basically just the Age of Mythology remake, and pretty good. I haven't ran into any problems with it. It actually runs on like my laptop. Actually last year I tried to crack. No, I shouldn't say that. I tried to get the game. Uh, yeah, and play it, but the problem was it could not really run on newer like PCs, and it sucked. And I've been actually wanting to play like a good classic RTS game. I wanted to play Warcraft Reforged or Remade or whatever, like the remake of Warcraft 3. It sucked. I hated it. It was an awful game. So I've been excited for like a good strategy game. And Age of Mythology Retold. It came out like what, maybe like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, and it's such a great, like, just a classic. It's such a nostalgic game for me, and I'm guessing if you were into RTS games back in the day, it's such a nostalgic game. Uh, there's not much to say about it. It's just Age of Mythology with better updated graphics. Some quality of life improvements. I haven't done the campaigns yet, so I can't speak on them. But I'm guessing it's gonna be the exact same, just improved graphics. And I saw there's an extra campaign, so there is one more campaign in there. And yeah, I've just been playing like skirmishes with my friends and been a blast. If you just want a game where you can create titans or use the power of like the Greek gods or the Norse gods or Egyptian gods, and you can, and just create like mythological creatures or just regular creatures. But why do the regular stuff when you got like cyclopses and minotaurs and sphinxes and all of the above? Yeah, fun game, and that's about it.
Very nice.
You've
I
never.
just saw the Steam page and I realized I have seen this game before.
Yes. It's just, I mean, the graphics have an improvement. They're not great by any means. Like, they're not the best, but it's, I don't know, it's very nostalgic for me. I don't know if you played the game when you were younger.
No, but I have seen it.
Yeah. It's just a fun RTS game. You build your little town center. You can build more than one town center and just create an economy, get some military action going, and then go and try and take out the other players. The goal of the game is just to build your empire and kill the other guy. That's it. You can play in teams or free for all. Yeah,
Very nice.
fun game.
I think that's where the podcast ends.
Oh damn, time flew by.
Yeah, we've already elapsed an hour 13.
Yeah,
So
good spot to end it.
it's good to be back.
Yeah. I don't know if Discord picked that up, but um, yeah, it's fine. It's good. Don't do that. Oh man, you can't be doing that. I think I'm crashing from the sugar rush I got from the bob. Oh man, I hate it. I hate it.
You do the blobfish face so well.
Yeah, I don't know why. My lips just have this like muscle in it just to like go down, but it can't really go up. Like to smile, it's like it doesn't really want to go up.
Yeah,
I
when I
look like
blobfish,
I look like a serial killer when I try to smile.
nobody can see what we're doing, so at this point it's nonsense. So do the outro.
Zach put up a picture of a blobfish. There we go. Now they can see what we're doing. But yeah, thank you guys. Love you all. Welcome back. And hey, what's up? Yeah, that's about it.
Nice.
Oh wait. Before we end, you we have things. We have things to tell people. It's go to Spotify, give us a listen and a
Oh.
like on Spotify. And you normally give them our email if they want to inquire
Spotify and
stuff.
YouTube channels called The Bozone. If you have any queries, business or other, please email us at legitbozone@gmail.com. If you are looking for our Reddit, that is r/thebozone, or our Twitter/Instagram handles are legitbozone. Thank you for listening.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Goodbye.